The World Cup is easily the most recognisable trophy in the world, but it's not just a trophy. The story behind sport's grandest prize is as surprising as it is fascinating. From how it was designed, to where it was hidden during World War II, to it being the subject of some of the most famous robberies in history. This is the incredible story behind the iconic World Cup trophy. The World Cup has been ever present since the competition's inception in 1930. However, the cup we're all so familiar with today is not the trophy that was initially used. The original World Cup was named Victory. Designed by Parisian sculptor Abel Lafleur, measuring 35 centimetres high and weighing just under 4 kg, the trophy was crafted from gold-plated sterling silver with a blue base made from lapis lazuli. It depicted Nike, the Greek goddess of victory, hence the trophy's name, holding a decagonal cup with her wings, and it was based on the incomplete winged victory of Samothrace. Uruguay, the host nation of the inaugural 1930 World Cup, were the first country to get their hands on victory, as they beat Argentina 4-2 in the final. During World War II and the 12-year break without a World Cup, the trophy was held by the 1938 champions Italy. Remarkably, Ottorino Baresi, the Italian Football Federation president, had to secretly transport the trophy from a bank in Rome and hide it in a shoebox under his bed to ensure the Nazis didn't find and take it. Following the war, in 1946, the trophy was renamed to honour the French FIFA president Jules Rimet. He was the man responsible for passing a vote to initiate the competition in 1929, hence the significant honour. The 1958 World Cup in Sweden, which was won by Brazil, was responsible for starting a tradition that would become intrinsic to every World Cup trophy presentation. Hildegardo Bellini, Brazil's captain, heard photographers' requests for a better view of the Jules Rimet trophy, so he lifted it high up in the air. Since, every World Cup winning captain has repeated this gesture, making it synonymous with winning in any competition. 4 months before the 1966 World Cup, the trophy was stolen from Westminster Central Hall in London. The trophy, which was under the FA's supervision, as England were host nation, had been loaned to stamp company Stanley Gibbons for an exhibition, on the condition it would be guarded at all times. 2 uniform officers guarded the trophy and were reinforced by 2 plainclothes officers during the day. But despite all of this security, no one was watching the trophy 24/7. The day of the robbery was a Sunday, so the exhibition was closed. However, the building remained open for Methodist services. When the guards began their noon circuit, they noticed the display case had been forced open, as well as the rear doors of the building. The trophy had gone. 2 days later, the FA chairman, Joe Mears, received a parcel containing the removable lining from the top of the trophy, and a ransom note demanding £15,000. The man behind this ransom was later identified as Edward Betchley, a used car dealer and knowing thief. Betchley's ransom demands proved to be his downfall, as the police managed to arrest him when he attempted to exchange the trophy for the money. But despite his arrest, he denied that he'd stolen the trophy, and he didn't have the trophy with him when he was apprehended, so it was still missing. 1 week after the robbery, David Corbett and his dog Pickles went out for a walk in southeast London. Pickles began to sniff at a parcel that was lying under the hedge of Corbett's house. The parcel was wrapped in old newspaper tied with string. It was the trophy. He immediately recognised it and handed it to the police. There were initial suspicions that Corbett was involved, but he had a solid alibi. As well as receiving a year's supply of dog food, Pickles became a celebrity in the UK, and Corbett received rewards totalling £6,000. A huge amount now, but a fortune back then. Betchley was never convicted for stealing the trophy, as the police were unable to establish conclusive evidence against him. And despite the countless rumours over who could have done it, the robbery of the World Cup trophy remains unsolved. Following Brazil's third World Cup triumph in 1970, they were permanently awarded the Jules Rimet Trophy. This was a rule that had been stipulated by Rimet in 1930. The first nation to win the World Cup 3 times would keep the trophy, and a new version would be created. The trophy was put on display at Brazil's Football Confederation HQ in Rio de Janeiro. However, 13 years later, in 1983, the trophy was stolen again, and to this day has never been recovered, with the consensus presuming it was melted down and sold. A replacement trophy was commissioned by FIFA for the 1974 World Cup. In total, they received 53 submissions from sculptors around the world, but the winning design was created by Italian artist Silvio Gazzaniga. Described by his son as a maniac of art, Gazzaniga studied the Bauhaus tradition, the idea of incorporating art and aesthetics into everyday functional items and buildings. Following his studies, he went on to design and make medals and trophies. He had the perfect pedigree for the task FIFA had set. The Italians started work on the design as soon as it was made public FIFA were looking for entries. Closeted away in his studio in the artist's quarter of Milan, Gazzaniga created the designs for what would become the most recognisable trophy in the world. In his opinion, drawings weren't enough to show the fluidity and complexity of the design, so he made a chalk model to show the FIFA committee. The trophy depicts two human figures holding up the globe. Described by Gazzaniga himself, the lines spring out from the base, rising in spirals, stretching out to receive the world. Two athletes at the stirring moment of victory. The model came to life, with the committee captivated by its elegance and symbolism. Standing at 36.5 centimetres high, weighing 6 kg, and crafted from 18-karat gold, it wouldn't be long before the world would come to associate this iconic trophy with the pinnacle of football achievement.